What?
Welcome, everyone, to Cliffhangers and Cocktails podcast with
Amy Sissel. That's me.
and Shea McLeod. That's me. We're both USA Today best-selling authors of paranormal women's fiction, among other things. And this podcast is brought to you, as usual, by the Caftan Coven.
Today, we're going to be talking with Deb Carroll, co-creator of the Paranormal Women's Fiction Book Club, PA, which could mean all sorts of exciting things. Not a physician's assistant, a personal assistant, and author. We'll be discussing the super cool book club, and Deb will be sharing some marketing tips. We'll also be talking about the usual witchy things and general shenanigans.
Yay, shenanigans.
Let's do it again. General shenanigans.
General shenanigans. Shenanigans. Today's affirmation is, I am strong, steady, and grounded. I vibrate powerful, abundant, peaceful energy and attract the same energy in return. I like that.
I like that. That's a good way to go into 2026, I think. I need to be grounded.
Yeah.
Powerful, abundant, peaceful. I love it.
And I'm putting out the energy that I want to get back.
Yes, I want to put out so much peaceful energy. So much peaceful energy. Just, I mean, like for my own personal home, and, world, whatever, blah.
Yeah.
But
blah.
personal home.
So that
we should all put out world peace energy.
World peace energy so that we all just no fighting. We just take a siesta.
Okay.
Or
whatever you want to do when you're not fighting. Yeah, right. You don't have to now. It's okay.
No, but I find napping is just a really zen way to get through life.
Okay. That's cool. Love it.
See, I don't really nap. I don't really sleep. I just, I typically don't fall asleep during the day. I find it really hard. Although lately, oh my gosh, I think it must be perimenopause kicking my butt because I keep falling asleep in the afternoon. It's so wild. Anyway.
I took a nap the other day. I was very excited.
Oh.
I did.
I've had a couple days where I've just nodded off while I'm taking my afternoon lie down, and I'll just clunk out for 20 minutes or something, and it's awesome.
That's perfect. I think that's what you're supposed to be doing, is clunking out for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, so today, before we get to Deb, we're going to talk, since it is the beginning of the year, new year, new, I mean, it's not the witchy new year, but it's new for a lot of people. So we're going to talk about the year ahead, and we're going to talk about vision boards. Ooh. So, Shea, have you done your vision board for this year yet?
Well, Amy, what is a vision board?
Well, based on the fact that you're wearing glasses, I would assume you've been to an optometrist. Lines of letters increasingly smaller. Oh no, I broke her, you guys. She went silent laughter. I love doing that to her. It makes me so happy when I can make her silent laugh. So on my vision board is making Shea a silent laugh at least once an episode. So the vision board in this context is a physical or digital collage of images and words that represent your goals, dreams, aspirations. It can be a motivational tool to help you focus, visualize, manifest your desired life by keeping your intentions front and center. I think it's really important to look at it a lot. I usually put mine as my computer wallpaper. So, Shea, have you made your 2026 vision board? Now that you know what it is.
Now that I know what it is, yes, I have. Absolutely. I made mine on Canva. This is, not a permission for Canva or anything. I have in the past made them on PicMonkey. I mean, if Canva wants to support our podcast, that's awesome. Come on, bring it.
Yeah, Canva. I made mine on Canva too, actually. So
there we go. I have in the past done it on PicMonkey, but Canva now has all these really cool templates, and you can just swap in pictures, and it's fantastic. And it's hard to get your hands on magazines anymore. and they're
You
expensive.
have to buy them
Yes,
with like money at a store.
I know. And like people just don't have them around. Like it used to be like people would just have stacks of magazines and be like, "Oh, you want magazines? Here, have some." But that doesn't happen.
He swipe them from a doctor's office anymore.
And then you have
Unless you're like Foot Weekly from your podiatrist or whatever. Which is a different kind of vision board that we are not doing.
That is not the vision board we are speaking of, but you do you, boo. But yeah, like, so I just find it increasingly difficult to find images that like speak to me in magazines. And now I've done it where I've like printed them off, like found them on the internet, printed them off and used them. I've done that, but I just really like the digital one because you can always print it off once you're done, print off the whole thing and then stick it up on the wall. I'll probably do that this year, but I definitely use it as my background on my computer. And what about you?
So
You said you made yours?
I have made mine. Yep, I also did mine on Canva, which is where I do it every year. I use Canva a lot for various reasons, so it just seems like why not use the tool that I already have and am paying for. Although I wouldn't mind like having a free lifetime subscription. I'd love to talk more about Canva and to Canva and
exactly. So hello, Canva. I'm just starting to use it, and I'm like, it's a little bit tricky for me to learn, but because I'm so used to something else, but it's got some cool stuff. But so what? Like, talk to me about what kind of things you put on your vision board, like this for 2026.
I decided that for this year, which encompasses when I made this, which was right around Samhain,
that's right,
yeah. For my year, that I wanted to focus on three pillars, three legs, whatever, of what I want. Three, my God, my brain is so dead. I might need to drink more rum. Three priorities. That's the word.
Excellent word. Okay.
So 3 priorities for the year.
Yeah.
And I wanted those to be the things that are always my front and center. The things that I put my energy into instead of like trying to be like, oh, I have all these things and they're all priorities. I have 3.
Awesome.
So, on the top of my vision board, and this will be on our socials. I'll post a picture of this on our socials. Cool. Maybe a little edited. I will post a mostly unedited version of my vision on the socials, and I'm guessing I can talk Shea into sharing hers as well.
Oh yeah, but I can share mine too.
My top 3 priorities for this year are health, because I've neglected my physical and mental health for too long in favor of all the other stuff that had to be a higher priority, like a day job. Writing, which is my day job now. Yay! And a podcast, which is my other day job.
Which, to be clear, we manifested the podcast from previous vision boards, and you manifested writing full time from previous vision boards. So just to put that in.
And living in Portugal.
I'm living in Portugal. Yeah.
That's where I live now.
I'm still manifesting.
So those are my 3 big things is writing, taking care of my health, mental, physical, spiritual, whatever, and then the podcast, because it's been a weird year for me, because a year ago at this time in January, I had no intention of living in Portugal at this time this year. So in less than a year, I went from, I'm not moving for another couple years to here I am. I quit my job. I quit my day job. I spent the summer trying to do a bunch of stuff and get ready to move. And then I moved in the end of August. And I am starting to get settled into my life now. Because like it just felt like a combination of stress and vacation. Stresscation for the last few months. And starting to develop that routine now. And I'm really excited to like have my job.
Yay!
But it's a job that I want. And a job that I can take Wednesday afternoon off randomly if I want to go hang out with my kid.
Exactly.
So on my vision board, I have just tons of money sitting in a pile
Mm-hmm.
And I have like pictures of the Bullion Market that's not too far away from where I am, which is a huge kind of open air market that has everything. So I have a picture
Nice.
of like the fruit line that you can see there. That's where we
Mhm.
buy spices and tea and coffee,
Oh,
and
so
you can
cool.
get a glass of wine and walk around and
Oh my
eat
gosh.
and all the stuff. And I have pictures of like yoga and outdoor activities, but I also have pictures of champagne and wine on the balcony and our logo and then my
Uh-huh.
writing logo and all my book series that I'm working on. And
Yes.
it's just really, and a dragon, because what's life without a little bit of dragon,
I
you
mean,
know?
yes, absolutely. Yes.
It's kind of what I got going on is health, writing, podcast.
That is interesting.
So let's talk about your vision
Oh,
board.
sure, yes.
What is
Well,
that going on?
well, I kind of started with some like words. So I was like, people kept asking like, "What's your word for the year?" And I'm like, "I don't know." But like it was really interesting. I was having a chat with my counselor, my therapist, and she's like, "When I think of you, I think of the word freedom. Right now I feel very not free because of what's going on in my body, you know. And I feel very free, like emotionally or mentally or whatever, but like my body is literally like trapped me in this sort of very not free situation. So I like that's a good word to add to my vision board, freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one I added was easy. This year, I want things to be easy. I want everything to happen with ease. I want to manifest with ease. I want all these things to come with ease. I don't want to I'm tired of this nonsense of pushing, pushing, pushing. We lock ourselves in this mindset of, oh, you have to work tirelessly and hard, you know? I want it to just
Do you
be
remember
easy.
those Staples commercials with the big old red easy button?
Yes, the red easy button.
You need one of those on your vision board.
I do. I just have the word easy, but I'm going to have to hunt up an image of that. So, and then the other one was retreat. And that's more of a long-term thing, that a goal that we have. And so I'm just putting that out there into the universe because the universe likes to take care of things in its own time, sometimes much faster. So then, of course, I have, so sort of the things I really am focused on this year are, of course, building the podcast, and I have that on there along with a 1 million likes button. Because,
1 million on mine too.
remember, I always said we're going to have 1 million listeners. And so that's on there. And of course, cash money.
Me too.
Cash money, of course. And like things like my dream house, moving to Portugal, champagne is on here.
Me too.
Women drinking wine together is on here.
Me too. You guys, we honestly have not shared our vision boards.
No,
with
we
each other.
haven't at all. No, And you know, witchy stuff is on here, and just like some of the really cool like posh travel stuff I want to do, a little bit of that. But like my primary focuses are my sort of spiritual, mental well-being, just health in general, you know, and then improving my health and getting myself to a point where I'm a little more able, and then of course Portugal, and then of course moving to the next level. And one of the big things I want to manifest is, I mean, this is a bit, so I mean, obviously moving to Portugal is a big thing, and that's my like primary thing I want is moving to Portugal in 2026. But like there's this thing and I wanted it. My initial, and I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to be really like, is one of the things I want in 2026 is my first series that I wrote was an urban fantasy series, which was published by a publisher. I'd actually initially been rejected a whole bunch of times, and I published it and was making really good money. And you know, 5 figures a month kind of a thing. And then, yeah. So then, you know, this was back in sort of the earlier days of self-publishing. And then I had a publisher come to me and want to publish it. And they made, of course, lots of promises. And I was seeing what they were doing for other authors and so on. And so I signed with them they were going to republish my first 3 books in that series. Well, it basically tanked my sales like almost immediately. My income.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, and they never did anything. They promised because, they promise a lot and they don't always deliver. And they also decided after I signed with them, like before I signed with them, they're like, oh yeah, this is a really popular genre, etc. Well, after I signed with them, when my books were ready to publish, they were like, yeah, this genre isn't popular anymore, so we're not going to put any effort into promoting it. We're going to put effort into a different subgenre. And it was like,
Oh shit.
I know. And it was
Sounds great.
so I've been wanting them back, obviously, it's been like since 2012 they've had the rights.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and only to the first 3. They don't have the rights to the rest of the series. I wrote the rest of the series, but I can't really, doing any promotion, like I can't do any promotion. I can't change the covers. The covers need updated. And they won't.
I'm so angry all of a sudden. Wait, let me drink more.
Yeah, drink more. They won't give me my rights back because, there is a sales number in there in my contract that if it falls below this number, they have to give me my rights back. But they have a certain amount of time. Well, a few years ago, they fell below the number. So I contacted them and they're like, oh, let us check into it. And there was a few back and forth emails where they just kind of, oh yeah, we're looking into it. And then they blew me off. And then all of a sudden my sales numbers jumped just enough to keep me above that line.
How do they do that? That's magic on their part, but dark magic, blood.
It's dark magic. And I know if I told you who the publisher was, you would know how they did it. But, but I'm not going to publicly speak which publisher this is.
Not until you get your rights back.
Not until I get my rights back. So now they've fallen once again below that line, and I haven't contacted them as of yet because they basically have ghosted me at this point. They won't respond to my emails. And yeah, so short of getting a lawyer involved, it's like, so that's one of the things I'm manifesting. I want them with ease to just give me back my rights. I requested it.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I requested it like some time ago, and now they fell below the line. They brought it back up. Now it's fallen again. So, but part of the, the minute you say anything, they suddenly will do something to bring it back up. So I'm hoping
you can prove they were so low for so long, and it only jumped when they said anything. Like that seems sus.
Yeah, it really does. But they have a lot of power, being who they are. So
who they are.
You do know who they are. Yes. You do know, yeah. And so does anyone who looks at those books and looks at the publisher. They will know also. But so yeah, anyone who wants to put out some energy in the universe for me to get the rights back, I would love to get the rights back, kind of update the books a little bit, put brand new covers on them, and get them out like from being in KU because they've exhausted the KU market at this point, really. And I would like to get them out wide so I can get them in front of lots of new readers and, and get that. It's a fun series. I really loved writing it. But yeah, so that's kind of one of my goals this year.
I love it.
The great thing about vision boards is like you can like sort of tailor them for whatever you need, whatever your attention is. So like Amy has her 3 pillars. I have many intentions, some more quick, more quick, and some out further. But you can also, I've seen people
more long.
I like it. Yes. I've seen people create a vision board for like a series of books. So they sort of like have blend together kind of a mood board and a vision board. So it's kind of inspiring them as they're writing the series, but there's also giving them the intention for the series. Like this is going to be a bestseller. This is going to bring in X amount of money. You know, this is going to reach so many people. You can also do, some folks do a, like a particular aspect of their business. Like they might just focus on the podcast, or they might just focus on books, or they might just focus on editing or whatever. I don't know. And then,
Well, now that we're talking about this,
yeah.
I have my like main one that's like health, writing, podcast.
Yeah.
And now I want to do 3 like subsets. One for health, one for writing, one for podcast.
Yeah.
Because first of all, vision boarding is fun. I like it. I like the energy that I can put into it. And 2, it's a great way to procrastinate writing.
It really is. Yes, indeed. But yeah, and because I do know separate ones, like I was doing them with a group, and some people would have like one for health, one for their business, one for their family, aspirations or whatever. And I tend to roll them all into one, but I do like the idea of making like separate ones as well. Yes, Amy.
How did you know I wanted to say something?
Because it was that excited look like this.
So I got a writing podcast. So I'll do a health one. And then on health, I'll have physical, mental, spiritual.
Yes.
And then I can do more. Think of the procrastination time I can work into this. Like doing an outline, basically. Like a pyramid, like a top-down pyramid.
Yes.
To find the base. No, and I'm like, honestly, not even kidding. But finding the base of what all of that means to build up back to that top.
Yeah.
Which is like fulfillment is the like peak.
Because like, I mean, the reality is like, and I can say, peak. I could say like, I want to manifest $10 million, right? But okay, but why? Why do you want to manifest $10 million? Like, what is that going to bring you? And that's where all the vision boardy stuff comes in. Like, it can go either way. You can go, well, these are the things I want in my life. And you can go, I want to own a house. I want to live on the beach. I want to have, 6 weeks off every 2 months. I mean, whatever. I don't know. This was some random shit I pulled out of my head. But, and so you can start with that, and then, okay, so what do I need to fulfill that? Well, I need this many dollars. Okay. Or, is your intention like, is it because $10 million will make you feel secure? So actually what you really want is security. Or will it make you feel free? Like you can go anywhere in the world. Well, what you want is a trip around the world. Or
if you're like going down from like health and you're looking at mental, spiritual, physical, and then you look at like physical and what does that mean to you? And then so you have like maybe 3 things that would be your physical health. What would that look like? Like, is it how you feel? Is it how your clothes fit? Is it how much you weigh? Is it what you can do with your body? Like, what are those things? And then what are the steps that go down from there? Like, let's say that part of my health, my physical health, is I want to be able to run a 5K without stopping, which is something I very much used to be able to do every day. And now not so much. Like, so if I want to run a 5K, then like looking at what are the steps to get there. Yeah. And like, so you can take your top down huge goals, your huge things, and then kind of look down at like, because you can't just, and this might be just me, but I don't think you can just be like health, writing, podcast, money, followers, fitness, and then be like, it's there.
Yeah.
And
there are steps.
Manifestation is important.
Yes.
But you have to be an active participant in your life.
Right.
And I think that might be going back to my Protestant upbringing, which was very much God helps those who help themselves.
Mm,
Like, you gotta be open to what the universe is sending you, but you
right.
also have to be an active participant in your
You have to be willing to take the steps, because the thing is, like, if you are manifesting, for instance, running a 5K, and all of a sudden you have this opportunity to join a group that is working toward that, and you could join them for those walks, and you have that, suddenly that opportunity pops up because you manifested it, right? And so you can join that group and work together toward that thing, or you can just sit on the couch. I mean, obviously
and be
you can
like,
do
well,
it on your
that's not a
own.
5K running group. That's a
Right.
bunch of people that I might enjoy meeting that are
Right.
walking every day. Like,
Right.
like you have to be ready to receive,
Right.
even if the blessings aren't coming in the exact way that you pictured, which is why
Right.
for me it's really important to look at all the different ways that build up so that I can recognize the gifts that are being sent to me,
Right.
instead of being like, this isn't exactly what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I can be like, oh, this is a great way to get me to the place where things are happening.
Exactly. And like for me, I really do not care about running a 5K. I have zero interest in running a 5K.
I'm so
Uh,
shocked.
I have walked a
You always
5K.
talk about how you want to do Ironman.
I know, right? But like, what I want is to be free of pain, to be able to move easily again, and to be able to have the stamina and the free movement and the energy to be able to walk in that market and drink wine while we like hang out at the market and, like, I don't know, buy coffee or something, like coffee beans and spices. Yeah. And we can
Oh,
just
y'all,
wander.
I'll put a picture of the spices in the
Oh,
social media because I want you all
yes.
to be very jealous of my
Ah,
access to the spice market.
I love spices. Being a kitchen witch, that's my vibe. But yeah, like right now, I wouldn't be able to physically do that. The best I can do is like walk around at Trader Joe's because they're like really small, and like, but only if someone else is pushing the cart, because I can't even push a cart. And when I'm done, my body is aching and starting to spasm, and so it's like, there's no way I could walk around a market like that. And yet I used to walk like 6, 7 miles a day without breaking a sweat. It was just part of my daily routine. I used to be able to do things like that. And so so it's kind of like I need to be open to like so in fact, I've tried a few different things. So far, nothing has worked. By a few, I mean a lot. But like, but I'm
Have you
still
tried
open.
yoga? Have you tried essential oils? Have you tried praying to God?
Yes to all of the above, um or similar. um but like, my therapist was like, what if you did this? And she gave me a couple of suggestions. I was like, well, that's something I haven't tried before, so I'm gonna try that. um will it work? I don't know, but I hope it'll
Oh,
make some
oh, oh.
progress.
I have one that I know you haven't tried.
Oh,
100% I'm positive you haven't tried this.
okay,
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What if you moved to Portugal and were like my very semi-close neighbor in
Oh,
Porto?
well, let me pack my bag and try it.
All right, I think you should put that on your vision board. Honestly,
I mean, that's
I
100%
think
on my
you
vision board.
already said it was there.
Yes, it is already on my vision board. Yes.
So, for y'all who are listening or watching or both at the same time, you multitaskers,
Woohoo!
do you do vision boards? Like, is that
Yeah.
something that's important to you? For me, this is like a more powerful way of doing like New Year's resolutions because it's
Yes.
more than like, oh, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. It's the,
Hmm.
this is where I want, and then you can go down from there. What's on your vision board? How do you do it? Like,
Yeah.
talk to us, leave us comments, post pictures of yours if you have them and you want to. Like, I want to know about y'all's visions.
Yes. Share them with us. Honestly, I love, I did mine in December, um, even though technically the witchy end of year is Samhain, but, like, in December, January, I see a lot of people start posting on social media their vision boards or whatever. And I just love that. Like, I love seeing them. They're so inspirational. So please, 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 please share. Woohoo!
Yes, please. Yeah, I think it's such a powerful thing, and I think it kind of it transcends like any specific practice. I'm so glad we're moving on because I have a small problem.
You've emptied your drink.
We're going to talk about our drink, and
Yeah,
my drink is
I know.
very nearly empty.
My drink is
But one
not
thing
far
that
behind.
did arrive in my shipment is glasses.
Yay!
So I have more than one glass now to have drinks in.
Excellent. Here is a drink that you can drink while you're vision boarding, making your vision boarding, because that's a thing that some people do. They have drinks while so in honor of our guest today,
Not
Deb
us.
Carroll, we are, not us. It's Deb's fault. We are drinking her favorite concoction, which is a peach daiquiri. She's very specific. It was a peach daiquiri because she loves everything peach. So
some of us are not drinking a peach daiquiri because of supply issues.
Right. So this is a very flexible recipe, I think. And we've got two ways. We are actually in the recipe, there's two ways to make it. You can either make a blended, like smoothie, frosty type daiquiri, or you can do a shaken cocktail glass. So Amy did the shaken, I did the I did the
Oh my god, if you're not watching this on YouTube, it's ridiculous. Like,
yeah, trying to get this to,
because we have like our virtual backgrounds, so like part of my arm just disappears sometimes, and like that Shay trying to show her drink was just like
it's not working. But I did the blended. So the energy of this drink is protection, cleansing of negativity, and good luck. Those are kind of the main energies. So the ingredients are pretty simple. Like if you're 4 ounces of frozen peach slices, if you're doing the blended, 2 ounces of peach puree for the shaken. And now the last time I made this, I made it with mango, because that's what I had. And that's what you're using, mango puree or juice?
mango puree.
Awesome. So that's, of course,
I just picked up a mango at the corner store.
Yeah, that's going to change the vibe a little bit.
And I'm ready to talk about the vibe.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. So I'm going to talk quickly about what the peach does, and then Amy, you can share with us how the mango makes it different. So it's basically the peach stuff. Then you got your half a cup of crushed ice, or just ice if you're doing the shaking. You got 2 ounces of white rum, 1 ounce of lime juice, 1 ounce of simple syrup. For the blended, you just throw it all in and whip it up and put it in a glass. Yes, blend it. There you go. Shaken, put it in a cocktail shaker and shake it. So, I mean, that's pretty. And while you drink, focus on the energy of cleansing, protection, healing, and good luck, because we've talked before about lime, rum, their kind of magical properties, but the peach was really interesting to me. It symbolizes, or it's like longevity, immortality, love, fertility, and protection. And of course, remember, fertility isn't just popping out babies. But I thought it was really interesting that the peach originated in China about 4,000 years ago. And the Chinese believed that the peach tree was like the most vital tree of all trees. And they would, we have historical writings from ancient China, where one historical author wrote of how the wood of the peach tree was a key device in fighting evil. Like, they literally used it as kind of a weapon.
I love that.
Yeah.
I did not know this about peaches.
Yeah, I didn't either. I had no idea. And I was like, I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole. So they would use peach wood carved seals or figurines to guard gates and doors. And there's one Han account which recites the buildings in the capital are made tranquil and pure. Everywhere a good state of affairs prevails. Because of this, and the belief was it's because of these peachwood guardians. And the same author also wrote, another aid in fighting evil spirits were peachwood wands. The emperor went to the funeral of a minister, escorted by a sorcerer carrying a peachwood wand to keep bad influences away. So they would literally,
that's cool.
and from just a health standpoint, peaches are packed with selenium, which is believed to help fight cancer. This is the science here. They're full of fiber and antioxidants and vitamins and help with heart health, aid digestion, and reduce inflammation, which is really important, especially for perimenopausal and menopausal women. So tell me what the mango vibe is.
Well, I am very excited to tell you all of this. So, mangoes are very common, originated on the Indian subcontinent. And they help with enhancing immunity. They have a lot of vitamin C, improving digestion, heart support, heart health support, and reduce cancer risk. They're rich in antioxidants and can combat stress.
Awesome. So there's a lot of similarity to the peach actually in that arena there. That's awesome.
Well, in Indian culture, they symbolize love, fertility, and prosperity. Ganesha is often holding a mango as a symbol of knowledge. They were planted on roadsides as a sign of prosperity.
So cool.
They really mean happiness and love. They have the magical power to grant wishes.
Ooh.
So offering a basket of mangoes can be seen as a gesture of friendship in India. They're the national fruit, and they are known as the fruit or food of the god. So it's just like it's got all of this very, very rich history, and plus they're delicious. And so we're supposed to focus on the happy times. We are supposed to establish our roots. Mangoes have very, very deep roots. And so this is if you're having mangoes, it's a time to like really look at those roots. And have we talked about roots and grounding today? I feel like we did.
I feel
like it was in your affirmation.
It was in the affirmation. Indeed, it was. Yes.
And mangoes take a really long time to mature, mango fruits. So it's a time, 4 to 5 months of like nurturing your thoughts, your relationships. It can take a while to get to that happiness part, but it's a journey with the mango as it's
yes. I love it.
So I didn't put simple syrup in my drink because this mango is so ripe and so sweet, and I don't like super sweet stuff. So quite often I will leave the soup.
Yeah, and I do tend to like sweeter things, so I did put it in, and I think I put a little bit extra because these I used frozen peaches, and often the frozen peaches that I use have great flavor, but this particular bag, they didn't have great flavor. They weren't very strongly flavored, and they were a little bit like clearly unripe when they were picked. So I was like, oh, so I actually preferred when I made the mango one because the mango one had more flavor. But I do love that you can kind of like, they're not 100% interchangeable, but they do have many similar properties. So you can
both health-wise, spiritual,
exactly,
like, historical within the cultures where they're native to,
I love it. So
these are big, important magical fruits.
Absolutely. Love big fruits, and I cannot lie. Okay, we are weird. I'm just gonna put that out there. We're totally normal for our species. So now we're
I may have put more rum in my cocktail oh Jesus, I did. I put more rum into this cocktail than was called for, and I have not yet had dinner. That's where we're at.
Yes, and I haven't had lunch, so And I also did like I've made the cocktail before, and I did have a quick glance at the recipe, but today I measured with my heart. So
Me too.
it's maybe a little stronger than usual. But we're going to hop over right now and have a chat with Deb and see what kind of tips she has for us about marketing, and see what she's got up her sleeve for the book club coming up. So let's have a chat with her. Here's Deb. Welcome. Yay.
Deb Carroll is a multi-passionate creative, author, manager, and one half of the chaos-powered duo behind the Paranormal Women's Fiction Book Club. Link in the show notes.
Woohoo!
Originally from a small town called Defiance and now thriving in the Pacific Northwest, she supports several best-selling authors by designing graphics, editing books, plotting launches, conjuring merch, and generally trying to do the work of at least 3 humans. She's also a woman whose freezer contents would alarm anyone unfamiliar with search and recovery canine training tools. Relax, it's work stuff, mostly. Probably not anyone you know. Maybe. Question, do you take requests for people we might know?
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Whatever.
Yeah, just to share.
Jokes. Deb wrote a short story titled Jingle All the Way for a charity anthology, publishes journals on Amazon, writes blogs, and is currently juggling a wickedly honest book about dementia and a couple of paranormal romances because she has no interest in hobbies that don't cause chaos or require caffeine. When she's not knee-deep in book world shenanigans. Oh, we love shenanigans.
We do.
We do.
The pod.
Yes.
Is a
Always
canine
shenanigans.
enthusiast and devoted dog mom who volunteers with Pacific Northwest Forensic Canine Search and Recovery. She can often be found being schooled in the finer points of Minecraft by her grandson while they eat pumpkin spice pancakes, collecting rocks like they're priceless artifacts, and plotting new ways to take over the world.
Yes.
Still waiting for her magical abilities to kick in, but at this point she's willing to settle for a teleportation.
It's
It's a good one.
It's a great
teleportation
one.
would be amazing.
Yes.
Go anywhere, don't have to worry about paying for a plane or getting strip searched.
Yes.
You know, it's the small things.
It is. And like I could go over, and instead of doing this like apart, I could just hop over to Porto and we could be drinking together.
Yeah.
So the first and the most important question that we ask all of our guests, Deb Carroll, what is your favorite cocktail?
Well, let's see.
Or
If it
mocktail.
has peaches in it. If it has peaches in it, yeah. But I do have a character that she likes the rum. A lot of, so she's into that whole I need to have rum in whatever she can get it in. So
I
yeah.
feel her. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and when she, it's actually about a nutcracker shifter. And so when he first, I know, right? When he,
Of course it is.
when he first appears to her, she thinks that maybe she needs to give up the rum.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That might be the kind of situation where I dive deeper in. Be like,
Yeah.
more rum, make it forget.
Yeah, a little more rum.
Yeah.
So,
It depends on how hot the Nutcracker shifter is.
oh yeah, well, he's, got the leather pants and everything. He's kind of like a throwback to an old 80s type hairband
Chippendale?
guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, hairband
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, no,
Ooh.
hairband guy.
Okay, yeah.
So-
Did you say Shea?
I said
You said
Chippendale.
Hairband.
I said
Oh,
Chippendale.
and I thought between the two of you, Chippendale and Hairband, I heard Care Bear. And I was like, this is weird now. I don't remember leather pants, Nutcracker Care Bear. Like, what kind of power is emanating from their abdomen?
You may not want to know.
No, actually, this one he's been cursed, and the only thing that brings him alive, anyways, it's kind of like a throwback to the '80s movie Mannequin,
Oh yeah.
and so, but he actually comes alive with hairband '80s music because she really enjoys that. So he steps out to Back in Black by AC/DC.
I love so much about this.
So, And there are several other books coming beyond that one with Krampus and Cupid, and so maybe Santa Claus. I don't know if I can make Santa Claus sexy.
I don't know. Have you seen like the Christmas Chronicles with
Yeah.
yeah.
I can picture him in my brain.
Why did my mind go blank? Overboard. Kurt Russell. Dave?
Anyone at the North Pole is going to be the sexy one, though. You know it's Mrs. Claus. She runs the
Well,
whole
That's true.
show. and
That's
she's
true.
the hot one.
Well, Goldie Hawn is Mrs. Claus in the Christmas Chronicles.
I love Goldie.
I do. I
She
love
is
Goldie.
fabulous.
So you do a whole lot of things in the author sphere. You've written a story that was published in an anthology. You're working on some books now. You've done PA work for authors, including, I believe, all of the authors present right here.
Yes.
That is a true statement.
That's
yeah.
true.
And managed the PWF book club, which, again, both authors here, I believe, have participated
Are in that book. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us more about your author journey and how you got involved in all of the shenanigans.
Well, there is an author named Erica Stevens and Brenda K. Davies. She is the same person. Way, way, way back when she started a group, and it was one of those street team things. And so it's really, really been a long time since that. But we were all sharing all of her stuff, and somebody made some graphics, and I went, oh, I would like to be able to do that on my own. And what if I could share things on my own for other people and get paid for it? And so I started out doing some things for free, just doing some volunteering just to get my feet wet. And then decided that I didn't want to just be a PA because it just wasn't enough that I felt like I was doing for an author. So I took it into a management thing and started calling myself an author manager. So yeah, so I learned to make graphics, and now I make merch, and anything that I can do to help an author, I am going to do. So, and I keep an eye out for things before they happen so that I can say, hey, let's try this, thinking outside the box. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I also crack the whip because I keep a calendar, a tight calendar, and I'm a reminder kind of person. So I'm always going, wait a minute, you had a book come out?
I do this to her all the time.
And you didn't tell me? That's funny. She sent me a message a couple days ago and said, I just thought you should know I released this novella. And here it is. And seriously? Okay, so thanks for letting me know. And
It's mad if I don't tell her.
yeah, it's better than me finding out on my own that she's released something. Most of the authors don't do that to me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Kelly St. Clair, we stay on a very, tight schedule. But not Shea. Shea's like, no, you know what? I released a book a month ago. Let me just go tell Deb about that.
I'm her little chaos monkey. Well, what was it? Was it
Everyone's chaos monkey?
I am.
We love you.
Chaos monkey. Which is so funny because most people in my life would be like, oh, she's the one who's like in charge. She's got all her ducks in a row. She's very organized. She keeps us all on track. And then everyone in this sphere is like, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the PWF book clubs. Let's learn about other things.
Well, no, this kind of involves her, but
Shea too. I don't.
we are going to be talking about Shea. So about 5 years ago, when the Fab 13 started doing the midlife paranormal women's fiction, everybody started doing it. Everybody started jumping on the bandwagon of calling it the PWF, even though there was already PWF out there, but they made it very popular. And Shea said, what if we had a book club that gave away a free book every month from, featured author? And I said, oh, I would like to do that. And the next thing I know, I have a to-do list about a mile long. we have a website, and we're trying to grab authors and get people to, come over to the dark side and join us.
Come to the dark side. We have
And
free
now,
books.
now we're going into year 5.
Yeah.
And which is amazing. As a matter of fact, I just signed on another author yesterday, and I was tickled pink because a lot of the authors that we have coming out for year 5 have never done book club before. They heard about it from somebody else.
Ah.
Yeah, they heard about it from somebody else and wanted to be a part of it. It started out kind of slow, with only a couple of hundred people at first. And then now we are up to almost 6,000 people in book club. 2,000 of them.
No idea.
Yeah, no, and 2,000 of them are in the group that we have. So,
Yeah.
which is really nice. And what we did was we expanded it so that it would be female characters that are 30 and up. So it's just going to be amazing. We've just got so many different people.
So we'll drop the link to book club in the show notes. Yes, Amy.
I have a question that maybe our viewers / listeners might want to know the answer to.
Ooh, yes.
As it is currently mid-January, while you're watching / listening to this, is it too late to sign up to get the January book from previous guest Stephanie?
It is never too late to sign up. Well, okay, that's a lie. That's a lie. On January 31st, that is the final day to get a January book, because on February 1st, the new author is the key focus. So you've got to get signed up before that. I do make sure that everybody that wants a book gets a book, no matter what it takes to get it to them.
And you can sign up anytime during the year, but you won't get the previous books, correct?
No, you won't. You won't. So we only want to keep them for a month. It keeps it exclusive. It keeps everything fresh. And that's, we like to keep things rolling and focus on, that author for that month. Our goal.
Yeah.
When we started book club was so that we could do cross promo and introduce authors to new authors and readers to new authors. So,
and so it's been great because it helps authors build their list of readers. I've certainly built mine.
Oh yeah.
And I've met some great readers, and some of them have become diehard fans of my writing, which is really awesome. And I love being able to give something that I wrote to readers that are going to really appreciate it. So what inspired you? So you've written this Jingle All the Way book for this anthology.
And this is the Nutcracker one.
Yeah, the Nutcracker.
No, Jingle All the Way is actually just a romance.
Oh, that's right. I read that one. Okay. Yes, it's just a contemporary romance sort of thing for Christmas. Yes. But you're working on these. You wrote that, you published that. You're working on these. You're working on your dementia book, and you're working on some paranormal romances. So what inspired you to start writing yourself?
When I was younger, I was a huge fan of Stephen King and Nora Roberts. And I was also on my mom's side of the family. I was also for a very long time the only girl. And I was the second oldest grandchild. And I would get stuck at my grandparents' house, and I'd be like, well, I'm out of material to read. I've read the dictionary. I've read everything you've got going on in here. So can I just have a legal pad so I can just start writing my own stories? And my grandmother used to laugh because I would hide in the bedroom, in the closet, and I would write out stories on a legal pad. And it's because my brain never shuts off.
Yeah.
And I see a story in pretty much everything that is in the world. And I don't see the world like some people. It's not black and white for me. Everything is in color. and it is just anything can be open to a story. And so sometimes writing is the only way to get out the weirdness in my brain.
Yes.
Because
I hear you.
and I'm always saying, if you could just see what was in my head, you would get why I'm laughing to myself. Because Sean, my husband, I will just start randomly laughing, and he thinks that I've got some weird disease. And I don't think it's a disease so much as I am tickled by whatever I'm thinking about. And I think I'm pretty funny. So I just decided it was better to start writing it out, and hopefully someday publish a lot of that stuff. The things that I wrote when I was 12 compared to what I write now are very, very different.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I would very much hope that you were not writing about sexy nutcracker shifters when you were 12.
No, maybe not shifters, but there was still romance in my books because of Lucy Andrews.
Oh yeah.
And, Flowers in the Attic and everything. So and some of my
Flowers in the Attic and everything.
Yeah, that whole thing right there. So yeah. My parents didn't keep me from reading anything. There was no.
I just didn't know what I was reading.
Yeah, they had really no clue.
I want to talk a little bit about the dementia book that you're writing and how that got started, because I remember your grandma stories. And they were freaking
Yeah,
Lillian.
One of the reasons why this book is not out yet is because it is kind of harder for me to write than I thought that it would be. Even though it's about just the stories of the things that happened, and it's an honest look at the other side of the dementia, where I'm like on my knees laughing my ass off. Grandma Lillian was the start of that. My dad became the second part before he died, and he had Lewy body dementia, and some of the things that he did were very off the wall, and they're funny now. They may not have been funny then, but when I started taking care of Grandma Lillian, I had no idea what I was getting into at all. She didn't have full-blown dementia when I started that. And one day the switch just flipped, and she was no longer the same person that she had been before.
Yeah.
And she would get dressed. I started putting her clothes out for her because she was always I need to do it myself. And her husband died when he was younger, and so she was very self-reliant, and she wanted to do it on her own. So I would put her clothes out, but I came out one morning and she had all of her blinds open. She got these big windows in her house on a busy street, and there she is standing in front of the window with everything but her pants on. She's got her shoes on. She's got her top on. She's pantless, completely pantless. And I said, we
like in the British sense of pantsless, or just in the American sense? No.
Oh no,
no.
She's half nude.
Okay.
Yeah, standing in front of the window. And the big windows, they're nice and clean. They're huge. There's people driving by because it's early morning. They're on their way to work. And I said, we're going to have to put some pants on. And she said, why? Well, you're half naked. I don't think your neighbors want to see you half naked, and somebody might call the cops. She goes, look, if they're looking over here, then they deserve to see what they see in the window. This is a woman who never even could use the word boobs or breast. She said shelf. But now here she is in the throes of dementia, and she's standing half naked in front of the window. And then she became very fascinated with male models.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
An advertisement came, and it was for cologne. And the guy who was doing the modeling, I went, oh, you know who he looks like? And I was just randomly talking to myself. I didn't think she was listening. And the next thing I know, she is obsessed with this guy. And So I had to go find him. And I actually hunted down who he was and found him on Instagram.
Oh my gosh.
And I posted about it and I tagged him and he sent back a message for Grandma Lillian.
Aw.
And she had shrunk quite a bit. She had been very tall, but she got very short. And she was clapping her hands and had her little feet going in her recliner and just tickled pink that this guy that she didn't know had messaged back and said how awesome he thought it was that, you know, she wanted to know who he was and everything. So she
When
even
you
had me,
said you hunted him down, I was not sure where we were going to go with it.
no.
And I was
did.
like, should we pause the recording?
No.
Because I know you have stuff in your freezer, Deb,
Yes, I do.
but not that guy.
No, not that guy. He lives in another country, so no, he's not in the freezer.
Thank God.
That's why he's not in the freezer. He lives in another country.
Yeah. No,
Wow, I'm sure glad I moved.
Yeah. I still know where you live, but that's okay. If I get those teleportation skills.
All bets are off. But I
That's
love
right.
that you're writing this to like
I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry.
I love that you're writing this though to like help people, because I know a lot of people who've had to care for parents, grandparents, other family members with dementia.
Mhm.
And I know it's incredibly hard. And the
Yeah.
changes that they see is also incredibly hard. So I think it's great that you're addressing this in just a really, because I think our generation, Gen X, is having to, you know, as people are living longer, they're having
Mhm.
to like deal with that. And
Well,
it's a whole new world.
it's very hard. And looking at it from, you know, a different point of view and putting the funny into it,
Mhm.
gives people the idea, you know, well, okay, so I'm not the only one going through this, because you
Right.
will feel like you're the only one.
Mhm.
And when you put a humorous spin on things, and tell people it's okay to be pissed off.
Yeah.
It is okay to be angry. It is okay to yell, scream, and cuss and blast whatever music you've got to blast, and, you know, just let it out. And it's okay to be that way. So yeah, it's it's harder to write than I thought it would be,
Yeah.
because otherwise it would have already been out.
Yeah.
But when I start writing it, there are things that, you know, I'm going, oh, well, and so I kind of get carried away with that.
Yeah. But
So
it's a bit cathartic too, because it's helping you process
it
your
is.
experience while
It
you're
is.
sharing it with others. Yeah.
And I'm hoping that just one person can get something out of it. So it'll be just stories about things that Grandma did and that my dad did. There are a couple of stories in there that I was told from other people, you know, that will help, and maybe a few facts. I don't want to throw a whole lot of facts at people. If they want facts, they can, you know, go find those someplace else.
Yeah.
This isn't about the facts. This is about things that happen and being okay with it.
Yeah. The emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So hopefully you're able to finish that and get that out soon, but let us know when you do, and you know, we can certainly share that with
I am pushing for February 28th.
Okay.
This is my parents' wedding anniversary. So
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
That's great. That's a great tribute. So what are a couple of things that you wish authors knew about working with PAs? We've talked about this before.
Well, the first thing is, if
Mhm.
you find a good one, just remember they don't work 24/7.
Yeah.
Um,
Because you ain't paying them enough money.
no,
Right.
And the
Yeah.
second thing you want authors to know about working with PAs is,
pay us
yeah, in a timely fashion.
Like,
in a timely
don't
fashion.
expect 24/7 service and get paid.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Isn't it?
Isn't it crazy?
It's asking a whole lot. And just
It really is.
remember, when your PA is working for you, and they're working by the hour, if they're putting in the hours, you should be paying them, a decent wage, so that they can pay their bills. But if they have to hunt you down to get paid, it's not worth it for the PA, in my opinion. Right now, I don't have any authors that is a problem. But I have had authors that they just.
This is me sitting here going, I think I always paid them. And was this about me?
Yes,
I think
yes.
I
No, it was not about you.
Not
paid. I just failed.
No.
I think something people need to remember as well is that very, very often, I'd say most of the time, you are not, like, if you're the author, you're not that PA's only author.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, they're working with a number of different people, and they also have their own lives and
right. And if you want them to be your exclusive person, then you need to be paying them $70,000 a year plus benefits.
That's
because
right.
at that point they're an employee, and they still should only be working 40 hours a week, not 24 hours a day.
That's right.
Yeah. Holidays, weekends, paid vacation, all of that.
All of that.
What are a couple of marketing tips you have for authors that you can just throw out there for free? Don't give away like state secrets or anything.
They're all state secrets now.
Well, then never mind. Moving on to the next one.
No, the biggest one is update your bio, especially on Amazon. Your bio, if you are using a bio from 3 years ago, update it. And always put, you guys are both like, it's us. We're the problem.
My bio, I think my bio on Amazon is like 14 years old.
Yeah, actually it is.
Mine is 9 only, but that's how long I've been publishing.
And things have happened since then.
Everything in my life is the exact same.
Yes, it's the same. You haven't moved countries or anything.
No,
I haven't got married.
No, nope, you haven't done any of that stuff. You haven't published any new books. Don't have new website.
Not.
Yeah. And always put your website on your bio, no matter where it is, so that people can find you. Because if I can't find you, so that I can see other books that you've got, and can I buy from you direct? Because if I can buy from an author direct from their website, and they're not beholden to giving money to Amazon, then I'm going to go buy direct. I would rather come to your website and see if you've got a shop, and let me go buy your stuff. And then if you've got a merch shop, that's even better, because I want to know what you've got going on. Because when I become a fan, I'm kind of like a stalker type fan.
So I just went and looked at my Amazon bio, and I am pleased to let you know that I am married.
Oh.
So it's not 9 years old.
That's great. Let's go see. I'm going to go check mine, because I may have updated it more recently than 14 years, but I know it is not in any way recent. Let's see. Shea McLeod. Let's see what this bish has going on. Read full bio. I am happy to say I do have my link to my newsletter on my website. Front and center, I do have a semi-current picture.
It's a really good picture.
Oh yeah, my thing is here, my address to my website. I actually have my series with Linda mentioned. I've got Sugar Martin, and I must have updated this at some point fairly recently.
And probably because I was saying you need
much
to
better
really
than my bio.
Well,
you nagged me at some point, and I did it. Yeah.
It's very important that people know where they can find you.
So what's your second tip for authors for marketing?
Oh, well, besides, making sure that people can find you, update your blurbs on your books. If they're out there, and make sure that you get the spelling right. And always put the other books. If your book is a series and you've got 10 books after that, put
Mhm.
that list down there, because I
a
want to
great idea.
know that I can go and pick up all of these other books. So, but the other thing is use Amazon A plus. The graphics, use it to your advantage.
You know what? We have to end this interview now because I forgot.
Yeah.
So I have to go cry. You guys carry on without me.
Okay, we'll just keep this going.
Wait, are you supposed to update your Amazon A Plus at any point? Like if you get new covers for your book? Is that something
Yes.
you could have done?
Yes.
Oh, that's great because I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Because you
I
do
just
have
realized
new
that.
covers, yes, on some of your series, and so yes, your A plus should be updated.
What other plans do you have for this year, like in general?
I'd like for the book club to be more than a book club. There are so many women that are going through things that we go through.
Mhm.
And I just want to be able to put more stuff out there. I wrote a blog article about cozy mysteries, being a go-to when you get stabby over stale bread. Just little things, like the never-ending bottom of a purse. I just want to be able to share some of the things that, we go through, that people don't talk about.
Mhm.
Because there are so many things, if you sneeze and you leak, you're not the only one.
Mhm.
You're not the only one. So
Yeah, I was really pissed when I found out that's just a thing that happens to all women, regardless
yes,
of whether you've had
Pissed?
children. Yeah,
You
I
were
was
pissed?
pissed. Yeah.
just a little bit. I see what you
Mhm.
did. I've actually started working on a portion of Ask Miss what is her name? It's like a Dear Abby, but for midlife crisis. So, and because one of my mom's biggest things is she gets this one chin hair and it keeps growing, and it's like it just evolves overnight. She wakes up one morning and there it is. And she goes, it hangs down to my boob. She said,
My God.
why doesn't anybody tell me about this? Well, you know what? Maybe your friends have cataracts. I mean,
I think it's really not that being menopausal made me more stabby. It just made me care less about what people thought when I felt stabby.
that is one of the really nice things about getting to this point is I care less about what people think, and more about what I think.
Mhm.
And I don't have to put up with people's, toxic BS. I don't have to do things that I don't want to do.
Yeah. It's too bad we don't get to that point earlier in life. Because I really could have used that when I was 20.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work very well though that way.
That's true. It probably
You
would.
wouldn't have the life experience to back it up.
Right. Yeah.
So
And
you
I
just be like no fucks to give and still to make that
Yeah.
decision.
No.
Probably. Well,
Alrighty, so finally,
finally.
where can we find out more about you? We're going to drop the link to the book club in our show notes. But what if people want to know specifically about you? Where do we go?
Facebook. They decided that my personal page should be a professional page.
Ah.
And so that's where I am keeping everything because I can remember where that's at. And it's not another link for me to remember. So yeah, that's pretty much where people can find me right now. Eventually I'll have a website and I will have a merch store opening.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we will be sure and put all that stuff. Be sure and check out the show notes so that you get all the links. And hopefully we can have you back soon.
Woohoo! Well, you know where I am.
I do.
Go sign up for the book club, y'all, because you will really enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yes, lots of fun things coming next year.
And welcome back. That was
a banana cracker journey.
It really was.
It's always a banana crackers journey.
Yes, for sure. I just love talking to her, and she's, we're good friends, so I get lots of Deb lots of the time.
So now we're going to head into the oracle card reading of the episode. And today I'm pulling a card from my Enchanted Spell Oracle Medieval Hedgewitch Magic. That's so many words. Enchanted Spell Oracle Medieval Hedgewitch Magic Book Oracle by Priestess Moon. So many words.
Many words.
So many words. So I have just shuffled 3 times, and I always shuffle an odd number of times because it makes me happy. And I'm pulling the top card. It is Shine.
Ooh.
So this says okay, we'll do a little, and this will obviously be in our socials. So there is a woman here with long braids. It says Holly. On it, it's got holly leaves and holly flowers and holly berries. Not Halle Berry, that would be political though. And then over on this bottom right, I don't know, backwards is weird, is a little unicorn with like in a Celtic design. And if anyone knows me IRL, you know I love unicorns almost as much as I love dragons. Those are my big things.
But do you love them as much as you love ravens? You're frozen.
I'm not frozen. I'm not. I am thinking. No, I love everything equally. So Shine is confidence, majesty, limelight.
Ooh.
And so the evergreen holly has strong associations with Yule, which has just passed. It's got the shiny dark leaves, the red berries. It's very winter. It's very like Northern Hemisphere winter. And so this is, the holly berries are poisonous, but also have been used for colic and excess fluid. And the holly leaf is very much used for protection magic. So in a divination sense, the appearance of this card acts as a gentle reminder to stop hiding your talents. To stop being modest about the things you do well. It's regal, it's majestic. It is your freaking time to shine.
Yes.
And sometimes other people's negative opinions can negatively affect what we do with our lives, but stop it. We are powerful. We are abundant, and we exude those peaceful energy vibrations. Oh, wait, I just read that actually from Shaya's affirmation of the day, but this is basically what this says. We are powerful. We are amazing. Abundant, and that's what we've got. We've got some shine. It's our time to shine.
Yes.
2026, bitches, witches.
Yes, witches. Woohoo! I love that for the new year. I do. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to us talk about all the things we love, and I hope you enjoy today. We will put in the show notes all the links, etc., for the books, for Deb's stuff, for the recipe, all that stuff.
The book club, all the good shit.
All the good shit. Yes. So be sure to like, subscribe, share,
review,
etc. Review.
Comment. Tell us what you want in 2026 for yourself, for us, for the world.
Yes. See you next time.